Hidden in the channel between Britain and France is the island of Jersey. Only 9 miles by 5, this small rock holds lots of history spanning across the ages. Let's explore the history of Jersey. Jersey has an immense amount of sites dating back to the Neolithic times dotted around the island, but the most important one is Lahugby. This passage grave is one of the 10 oldest buildings in the world, predating the ancient Egyptian pyramids, and is amazingly lined up with the equinox. To add to this, Jersey also houses a many number of dolmens. One of these is Le Piccolo de Fordelet, which is situated in the parish of St Martin. This was built around 6,000 years ago, being unusual in the fact that it has a double chamber. It is also covered by a 24-ton capstone. Another one of these dolmens is Le Couperon, which dates back to 5,000 years ago. The entrance to this dolmen is now blocked due to being excavated badly in 1868. Jersey also holds 2 monumental castles dating back to the 13th century. Jeff Reeks from Montorgueil tells us more about the castle's origins.
In 1066, when William the Conqueror arrived on the south coast of England to conquer England, to beat Harold, to put his eye out, it was the Duke of Normandy, Guillaume, William the Conqueror, that invaded England, and we ended up with a Frenchman on the English throne. And what a lot of people don't realise, in fact, is that the Channel Islands were part of Normandy in those days, so there could well have been some Jerseymen amongst the invading forces to conquer England. Anyway, things continued for 150 years. Most of Jersey is French-speaking, French family and friends across the way, but the people with the money, the lords of the manor, the seigneur, decide they want to side with England. So it was in 1204 that we built, or rather the English built, the Castle of Montorgueil to defend and preserve the Channel Islands, Jersey, from the French.
In 1761, the Battle of Jersey commenced. This was between, once again, the ownership of Jersey with France and Britain. The defence was led by Major Pearson, who unfortunately died just as the British were winning, as seen in this famous painting by John Singleton Copley. He is buried in St Helier Church, where his name is etched into the ground. Jersey is also home to over a dozen churches, one situated in each parish. Oldest of these is St Brillart's, which dates back to 1035. One of the last remaining monastic chapels on the site is Fisherman's Chapel, its original creation date unknown. The walls have been debated to be around the 6th century, though it's known that the roof of the chapel was officially raised in the 14th century. The art on the roof was painted by monks, depicting a medieval style. The German occupation in Jersey began in 1940, 1 week after the British government demilitarised the Channel Islands. Hitler saw the invasion of Jersey as a great success. He ordered for the island to be turned into an impregnable fortress. This can be seen around the island in many forms, such as the plentiful bunkers littered around the coastline. Stuart Nicole from Jersey Archives tells us more about the experience the soldiers and the islanders went through during this occupation.
What you found was that more and more German soldiers came over. I mean, at one point there was about 1 soldier to every 3 islanders who were living here at the time, so massive numbers of concentrated German soldiers at the time. Now, I think kind of that excitement and kind of that at the start of the occupation changed as the occupation went through, because they were told that they were going to be in London in a few months' time and they were going to start taking over Britain, which obviously never happened. For many, by the end of occupation, actually it was a relief that the war was over and that they were finally going to be able to go back to their homeland and see their families once again, because obviously when D-Day took place, they were cut off completely from being able to get back to Germany. So they were in a situation that they weren't able to kind of keep in contact with their families as well. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it was necessarily joy, but maybe relief at the end.
After 5 years, Jersey was finally liberated on the 9th of May 1945. In celebration, people made their way to Weybridge Square, where they listened to speeches and in union sang the national anthem. This event is a date that is still celebrated each year, marking the end of German occupation.